Hi, my name is Kevin Reese, and I am a sculptor. And the sculptures I make are kinetic. They move, and they hang from the ceiling. They're called mobiles. Now, mobiles were invented in the 1930s by an American artist named Alexander Calder. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a mobile inspired by Calder's work and his designs, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about my work as a collaborative artist, working with communities to create permanent pieces of kinetic public art. All right, let's get started. The mobile I'm going to make today is made out of this stuff, foam core. Foam core is perfect for making mobiles. It's incredibly light, and yet it's pretty strong. What I do with once a piece is cut out, I attach it to the piece with epoxy. You can see here, this is a piece of wire that's got a little flag in it to help it hold on tighter. And I've attached it with some epoxy. This is a quick set epoxy. It's like a 5-minute epoxy. It's great for making mobiles. It creates a really, really solid connection, and it won't ever come off. After that, I use 2 coats of acrylic paint. Okay, and here's the finished product. You can see the different pieces that I've made for this demonstration here. I've got a little circle. These are all very Calder-esque colors. There's a black piece. There's a red piece, and then we got one more large red piece that I'm going to put together into one mobile. The most important thing I want you to learn today about making a mobile is this: there's only one rule to making a mobile. Alexander Calder discovered this rule. He perfected this rule. He bent it but never broke it, okay? And that rule is this: a mobile is made from the bottom to the top. Now you may think, wait a minute, what does it mean? You will understand exactly what I mean by that at the end of this video, okay? I'm going to start with this piece here. This is called a twofer. It's got a piece on both sides. The wire I use, by the way, is welding rod, okay? It comes in straight lengths, 3-foot lengths, comes in all different widths. I use 16th inch, 3/32, and 1/8 inch. Welding rod is a copper-coated mild steel. It's quite perfect for making mobiles. Okay, so again, here's my first piece. This is going to be the bottom of my mobile. I need to find the balance point. I'm going to use my finger, okay? Now, using my finger just like that, that's the flat point. That's the point at which the wire is horizontal across my finger, okay? That is a balance point. It's not the balance point. In fact, I'm not sure. I don't think I want it to balance like that. I want this to go up a little bit. So I'm just going to adjust this a little bit, okay? Maybe a little bit more. Just like that. So it balances just like that, okay? There's a nice little angle to it, okay? I'm going to put my thumbnail right there. I'm going to grab a really good pair of pliers, and I'm going to reach a little bit above that point where my fingernail is, and I'm going to bend this back on itself, just like this. Okay, and now I got a nice little eyelet right in there, okay, and hopefully that's my balance point. And now I'm going to hang it up. And there it is, okay? Looking pretty good. All right, that's a good start. That is the bottom of my mobile. I've got this little bit larger red one, and I'm going to attach this one, and I'm going to attach it to this balance point, okay? So where do I want this? How far out, I'm going to ask myself, how far out do I want this to go? I'm thinking right about there. So there is my point, okay? I'm going to add a little bit of extra for the eyelet and the balance point, and I'm going to cut it off, and then I'm going to make my eyelet right here. There you go. And now I'm going to do what's called brushing with steel. I don't want this to be straight. I want this to have a little bit of curve. I'm going to use my finger and thumb, and I'm just going to push it like that, and it creates a little bit of curve. See? It makes it real nice and curvy. All right? Then that. Now I'm going to attach this to right here, right? And now, look at this. We're going to find the new balance point along there. You see, each piece you add, you find a new balance point, okay? I kind of like that. That's kind of the flat point. I kind of like the way it looks. So I'm going to put my fingernail right there. I'm going to take this off for just a second. And again, I got my fingernail right at the balance point. I'm going to go a little bit above that, and I'm going to bend this back on itself, right? There we go, just like that. Now I've got this piece bent here. Now I'm going to attach it back onto this, right? I'm going to lock this off so it doesn't move around. And now I'm going to put this back on here and see how we're doing. There we go. Okay. Now you can see how it's starting to get some movement to it, right? Okay. Now, I'm going to do, let me see. The question is, when do I want to add this circle, right? I've got to ask myself, when do I want to do that? I think I want to do it now. Okay, now I'm going to add this circle. I'm going to have it kind of shoot up a little bit like that. Okay, so I'm going to go up about that high. I'm going to put my, I'm going to cut my bottom off here and bend my little eyelet. Now check this out. So I can attach this here. I could find the balance point, right where the circle is horizontal, but that's not what I want at all. I kind of want it shooting up like this, right? So I'm going to pick my balance point way up here, like this, rather than down where the lower part, where it's, you know, where it'd be angled. I want it to kind of go straight up a little bit. So there you go. I'm going to go up all the way up there. I'm going to attach this. Okay. I'm going to bend this right here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to hang it on that last balance point, and I hang it there, and look at this. There it is. See? And it's kind of shooting up like that. Right? Again, that's not the flat point at all, but that's the flat point is a balance point. That's a balance point too. I'm going to lock this off. And this is, again, this is very Calder-esque. If you see Calder's work, you'll see it. Okay, now I'm going to add this guy, okay? And I'm going to have him shoot out this way. Let's see how far I want him to go. Let's see, maybe about there, something like that. And again, each choice you make is going to affect the mobile. It's going to affect how it goes, how it looks, okay? Now this is a little bit thicker wire. This is that 3/32 inch thick. And again, this is not copper wire. This is copper coated welding rod. Copper wire is great for some things. It conducts electricity, it conducts heat. What it does not do is hold its shape. It's very, very soft. This is not. This is what's called a mild steel. You can cut it and bend it, but it really holds its shape well. Okay, so I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to find a new balance point along this new piece. There it is, right there. That looks great. Okay, I'm going to find that new balance point. I'm going to take what I've made so far, I'm going to take it off again so that I can bend this thing back on itself. Again, there's where my thumbnail is. I'm going to go a little bit above it, and I'm going to bend this back on itself again. Each time you add a piece, you got to find a new balance point. All right. All right. We're taking that there, and now we're hanging it from our new balance point. There it is. See? Cool. Now, we're going to add one more. But you can see, again, I've always been adding to the top. I've always been adding to that last balance point. I'm going to add this one more. I'm going to do it like maybe way out here. Okay? And here we go. That's my mark. I'm going to cut it off there. Same thing. I'm going to twist my last little eyelet here. My last hook. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to brush this steel, or comb the steel so I can get a little bit of curve to it, like that. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. And now, there's my last balance point right there. That looks great. Again, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to find this balance point. And I've got this balance point. I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to bend this back on itself. There it is right there. There's my final balance point. And I'm going to hang this right here. And there we go. All right, see, there you go. That is a very, and you can kind of see it, the whole thing there. That is a very Calder-esque mobile, okay? That said, Mobiles can be made of anything. In fact, one of the other, especially as long as those materials are light, one of the other videos that I have shows making a mobile out of materials that might be a lot more accessible, like construction paper, feathers, yarn, chenille stems, otherwise known as pipe cleaners, sticky shapes, and even sticks or twigs that you can find outside. Now that video can be shared with your students to help them learn how to create their own mobiles if you like. Okay, but this just gives you an idea of the kind of process that Calder goes through or went through, and it's very cool. And you can see how easily it moves so nicely. As I said at the beginning, I am also a collaborative artist. In 2001, I founded a company called School Sculptures, where I work with school communities, civic communities, and corporate communities to create public art that everyone helps to make. In 2010, I initiated a project called Mobilizing Our Community, where I work with multiple schools, business partners, community centers, and others, creating a large installation of mobiles for a single location that are enjoyed and celebrated, and then reinstalled permanently in the community, throughout the community, to be enjoyed by everyone for years to come. Mobiles are a perfect metaphor for community. Pieces of different size, shape, and color, balanced, moving together, changing relationship, and trying not to hit each other. You can see each individual piece, but you also see that that piece is part of a group, and that group is part of a larger installation of mobiles. A perfect metaphor for many parts coming together to create an inspiring new whole. I invite you to visit my website, schoolsculptures.com, for more information. Thanks for watching.